Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to yet another video, welcome back to yet another match preview. It's Bristol City, they take on Middlesbrough at Ashton Gate tomorrow, and look, it's going to be a very tough game, very tough game. Boro sits 6th in the league, Bristol City 17th, was that 11 places difference, in my notes it says that anyways. It's certainly not going to be an easy game against Middlesbrough at all. They are in very good form and look like a team who look like they're gonna push for the playoffs, and they're at the moment in the playoffs as well. They're 6th, so it's all going very well for Boro, not so well for Bristol City, who are looking like they're going to be in financial trouble, points deductions, whatever, in the near future, and that's really concerning, I suppose. And look, that looks inevitable at the moment, and that will probably be applied for next season, which is don't know. I don't think we'll be able to afford anyone in. We'll have to be able to stick with our current squad, and Pearson's not happy with the current squad. He said that in his press conference after Swansea. One positive is, though, we've scored 58 goals. Not 58 goals, 42 goals. We've conceded 58 goals. We've scored 42 goals to Boro's 38. So there's a four goal score difference. And generally, the narrative around City is we do tend to score quite a lot of goals. And I've banged on and on about how many goals we've scored in the bottom half. We're the top scorers in the bottom half. Defence is shambolic though. We've conceded 58 goals. Middlesbrough have conceded half of that. They've conceded 28 in the league, which is ridiculous really for a team that's scored more than a team top in the sixth in the playoff position. To have conceded twice the amount is ridiculous. The defence is a real issue at the moment for City, and even the home form at the moment is not great. 16th in the home form, and look, that's not great either, but that's higher than where we are in the league at the moment. So there we go. Middlesbrough, I said they're 6th in the league. Away form is quite bad actually. They're 12th in the away league table, which is comparative to where they are on the actual table is quite. There's no real correlation between their home form, their home form of the season, and their away form of the season. There's no real in between. It's quite up and down, and away form tends to be quite poor for Boro. Bristol City have won one game in 5, and that was against a team in 21st at that point. So look, Bristol City desperately needing some points on the board and a win. Look, and it might come in this game, and I will let you know my prediction later in the video. But it's certainly not going to be an easy task, is it? Middlesbrough completely flipped that, with one defeat in 5, and that was away at Blackburn, who were 3rd in the league. So look, we've won one game in 5. That was a team 4th bottom. Middlesbrough have lost one game in 5, and that was against a team that is sitting 3rd and 4 points off Bournemouth. So that is a really poor record for City, because to have won one game in 5. Look, we've played teams in the bottom half. Blackpool we've played Swansea as well in that run. So there have been some games where you've gone, how are you getting rolled over so easily? You can see 3 at Swansea because you 3 at Blackpool. Really bad. And yeah, teams in the top half have normally had the edge over City. City have won one game this season against a team in the top half. That was away at QPR, and if you remember, Naki Wells got that late winner. That was back in September, so a long time ago since City have won a game in the bottom half against a team in the top half. So will that change? Who knows? Yeah, and Boro, on the other hand, have beaten 8 of the 12 teams in the bottom half, so just quick maths there, 4, 6, 2/3. That's 2/3 of the team. There's 2/3 of the team that are in the bottom half, so that's quite a lot. Got a lot of teams in the bottom half, so there we go. Boro are quite prominent against teams in the bottom half. And their assists, in terms of assist goal charts, is 8 assists for Izzy Jones, who is an incredible player. He will run down the right-hand side. He will cause problems for our defence, who have got enough problems already. He will cause problems for our defence. He'll be probably against Tim Close or Thomas Callis, who are not the quickest in the world. He'll have the edge on them. He'll beat them. He'll cross into the box. They'll have Andros Boro there. They'll have Matt Crooks there. They'll have all sorts of players in there to pounce on those brilliant Jones crosses and Jones runs. That will cause a real problem for our defence, and that was a problem for our defence when we played Blackpool. Josh Bolo was running at Cam Pring, Josh Bolo was running at Thomas Callis, Josh Bolo was running at Tim Closer. Our defence had a major problem that day, and henceforth that third goal, Bolo just ran through our defence, 1-on-1 with Cam Pring, put it right, put it left, put it in the corner. It's really concerning that a player like Isaiah Jones is going to be on the opposition team when the defence is so inept to just deal with players stopping runs, and it's not good at all, really. And look, that is going to be a huge problem for us. Isaiah Jones, Andros Boro, Matt Crooks, Duncan Watmore, Florian Balogun, and Aaron Connolly, whoever it is for Boro who's going to play in those attacking positions, going to cause a real problem for Bristol City, and that's not good, because, as I've mentioned, we've conceded 58 goals this season. I don't think our defence needs any more problems at this point in time, but that is how it is. In terms of recent record against Middlesbrough, we've won 1 game in 4 against Boro at Ashton Gate, which is not great. I think the last time was in 2016. I think we beat them 2-1 at home, yeah. That might have been that time, yeah. So we've not had a great record against Boro, Ashton Gate recently. The last game, Ashton Gate, was obviously a 1-0 Boro win early on last season, I think, under Neil Warnock. We conceded a late goal to George Saville, actually. Taylor Moore trying to play at the back. He got caught and Saville put in the goal. And the last game between the two sides was up at the Riverside, and Boro won that game 2-1. Who scored the first? I think it might have been Crooks who scored the first. We responded. I think Andy King scored a header. Ikpeazu scored again to make it 2-1. I just want to highlight that Boro have been incredible, really, and probably promotion challenger under Chris Watt. Have been a viable promotion team under Christy Wilder. They've lost 2 games in 13, which is brilliant, I suppose. And that's a very good record, and that's only going to be another problem for City. And their last game was a 4-1 victory over Derby, so yeah, that is some result against a team who are down there in terms of league table. But if you add on 21 points, if you take away their point deduction, they'll be much higher in the league than they are. They're really pressing for survival as well, so to win 4-1 against a team like Derby is really impressive. And for Bristol City, though, the last game was a 3-1 defeat away at Swansea. Even though Andy Van gave City the lead, it wasn't enough. I mean, defence was inept again, what a surprise. But we know there's definitely going to be one change. We're expecting more changes. There will definitely be one change because Max O'Leary went off and Dan Bailey came on, so Dan Bailey will definitely have the opportunity again. I think that's fair enough because O'Leary's not been good enough in a way, and that's in the end. If you want to survive in this league, if you want to survive in English football, you have to be good enough to technically, especially with the goalkeeper nowadays, you have to be good on the ball. You have to be able to switch play. You have to be able to pass out the back. You have to be able to be comfortable with the ball. O'Leary isn't any of that. He's not a good shot stopper as well, which Dan Bentley is. And Dan Bentley isn't the best at times in terms of distribution, but O'Leary doesn't do any of it. And you can get away with it if you're a good shot stopper in this league, but Dan Bentley is a very, very good shot stopper. O'Leary isn't. He's been very poor, and look, that's fair enough. If he's going to be dropped, not because of performances, because of injury, and that's look. And I think he should have been dropped a few weeks ago, to be honest. And look, that's fine. That's fine. I hope Max gets better, but I think this change was inevitable. Even if Max was fit, and I think he'll be fit for next week. Whoever we're playing then. Middlesbrough, if they win, they can go 4th, and we all know how that ends, doesn't it? And City tend to give teams a good position to kick on from there. So this win almost seems like it's on the cards. Don't know why. The top scorers for Boro have been Matt Crooks and Andras Boro. They've scored 7 goals each. They're tied. It's 14 goals between the two. So basically, Boro, very good. Bristol City, not so good. Bristol City concede a lot of goals. Boro don't concede many goals. City could score quite a few. In fact, they've scored more than Boro. Boro not very good away from home. City not very good either at home. Not great form for City recently. Very good for Boro. They've beaten Manchester United. We've beaten Manchester United, to be fair. That was ages ago, but, we move. They've beaten many of the teams in our position, really, in the bottom half. We've not beaten many teams in their position, which is in the top half. Getting the gist of it? I think this is going to be a City 0, Boro 2 loss for City, unfortunately. But I think you can all understand why, because Middlesbrough are very good, and Bristol City not so much. And I can see many changes happening for this up-and-coming game. In fact, Nigel Pearson has hinted on many changes. And first of them will be Dan Bentley, for Max O'Leary for Dan Bentley. Dan Bentley for Max O'Leary. God. That will definitely be one. Tim Close will stay. Thomas Callas will stay. Zach Viner will not stay. Don't think he will. De Silva will not stay. Masengo will stay. Scott will stay. O'Dowda will stay. Martin Semenyo Vyman will stay. I think there'll be 2 changes, but I don't really see who's going to come in. George Stanner's not available, and who's the other centre back? Campering, that we were aiming for. I mean, really, and Campering's been good this season, but I don't know. Maybe change the back four, change system, try and find something else. Don't know. Look, Nigel hasn't trusted De Silva for a long time, and now he's suddenly starting week in, week out, which seems a bit suspicious. So I think he'll be gone as well. So look, it's gonna be interesting to see the team news come 2:00 on Saturday. So look, I'll definitely keep my eye out for that. And look, it's gonna be a definitely tough game. So that's why I've gone for a Boro win, unfortunately. Right, thank you guys for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that video. If you have, please make sure to hit a like. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Atron Stock YouTube channel. Comment down below your thoughts on Bristol City versus Middlesbrough match preview. And I will see you all later. Cheers.